At a high school, the boys are doing their daily exercises. This includes the protagonist, Shen, who seems weak and frail compared to the others. He jumps up and tries to hold onto the bar for as long as he can, but not even 5 seconds in, he starts shaking, and the other kids instantly start laughing. They also seem to have made bets on how long he will last on that bar, with most betting that he will not last 10 seconds. At 8 seconds, Shen cannot do it any longer, and he falls down, much to the dismay of the teacher. The boys start laughing even harder, and they all call him the 8-second boy, a title which he has gotten from his peers. Shen is just a third-year student, and after falling very ill at a young age, his body became frail, and most do call him a weakling, not worthy of anything. Even the teacher doesn't know what to say, as if he keeps up like this, he will fail the physical test, which hasn't happened in the whole history of this school. Shen has tried to compensate for this with other subjects, but the facts are still there. His physical condition is extremely bad, and that is precisely why he is constantly bullied and ridiculed by others. After school, he goes to the mailman to ask if there are any new packages, and the mailman gives him a package from Guangdong, from his father, specifically. While opening it, Shen thinks that because of his almost mortal illness, his family spent all of their money in order to save his life, and that put them in a lot of debt. To counteract this, his father left home and went to work in the south, where the pay is better. When he finally gets the box open, it is revealed that his father sent him a kaiju figurine with a note beside it. Shen opens it, and his father wishes him a happy birthday, while also hoping that not matter what happens, he will still be strong and face his battles like this kaiju. This makes Shen tear up, as even if he has suffered so much because of him, his father still loves him a lot. Suddenly, one of the bullies grabs the figurine and asks he is still playing with toys at his age, but he is a weak bum, so it fits. Shen demands that he give the gift back, but the bullies don't even think about doing that, and they throw in on the road where it is most vulnerable. Shen instantly tries to go and grab it, but in his rush, he does not see a gigantic truck coming at fast speeds. The bullies, now horrified by their act, tell him to get out of the way, and the driver desperately tries to swerve out of the way, but it is too late, and Shen is hit. His kaiju figure glides into the air as he falls, and lands next to him. The other immediately try to contact the authorities, but Shen is almost done for, and in his last moments, he wonders if this is really how he dies. Suddenly, he wakes inside of an ocean completely filled with different types of fish, and it seems that his body has transformed into that of a monster. He wonders if this is heaven or something like that, and that's when an artificial intelligence by the name of Kun comes online, as it has detected Shen as its new host, and activates the monster sign evolution. Shen asks what kind of evolution system it's talking about, but the AI tells him to shut up, as it's not done explaining. It opens his status window and shows him all that he has, his state, bloodline, and race, among other things. He is currently at the classics of the sea, and so, he has now become the Kui, beast, and will progress through its bloodline. Shen thinks that he looks a lot like the kaiju his father gave him, and if he can truly level up like this AI says, using the evolution points, he must have been reborn as a godly beast, and also with a cheat system. But this is too unbelievable, as it still feels like a dream, but his body feels real. He can feel it whole. He asks the AI to log him into the system, and after he successfully does so, he gets a map, and it seems that he is deep in the Mariana Trench. For the first time, sign and reward, the system provides him with the Devour skill, which he can use to convert the food that he eats into points, and additionally, also has the chance of giving him an ability every time he eats something. Shen is surprised that he would get such a high-ranked skill so early, and the AI tells him that this is one of the best abilities any monster can have. Suddenly, most likely due to the ability, he starts to feel very hungry, and so he goes to scout for potential meals, but that's when he meets face-to-face with a lanternfish, which is a hunter type of fish. Shen thinks that it looks just as ugly and terrifying as on the interweb, so he moves out of the way, as he doesn't want that. The AI mocks him by asking why he is afraid. He is much bigger than that thing after all. Shen finally realizes he is indeed a mythical monster, and eyes turn red as he slams the fish with his tail. Shen is surprised that it only took one attack to put it down, and the AI tells him to check his weight, as he is much bigger than it. Shen picks up the now deceased fish, and wonders how to eat it, and if he will be gaining evolution points afterwards. The AI tells him that he will be gaining the points, and also warns him about not eating, as if he doesn't for a long period of time, he will die. Shen musters up enough courage to eat this thing, as he had done so with his father, and it didn't taste that bad. He gulps it down, and much to his gladness, the taste is not bad after all. He also gains 5 evolution points, and also obtains the illumination ability, which lets him glow in the dark. Shen is glad that the system gave him these, and so he activates the light skill, which illuminates his crest a lot, and with it, he can also attract all sorts of small fish. He gets to eating them, and for each, he gains 5 points, while also receiving another bonus for eating an arowana, 50 points, and the night vision ability, which seems to be very useful in his current situation. After he is done eating, Shen grows extremely fat, and thinks that he did not think he would spend his days like this, chilling and eating fish, which he finds most enjoyable. He also tells the AI that he wants to evolve, more specifically, his scales, claws, and body build. While he transforms, the system tells him that it used 300 points for the scales, 200 for the claws, and an additional 500 for the body upgrade. After Shen is done transforming, he looks at himself and notes that if he continues to use points like this, he will one day grow into a gigantic monster, just like in the shows and movies he always liked. Out of curiosity, he asks the AI if he is still on Earth, but the AI tells him to discover that by himself, as it cannot say. Shen is quite annoyed by the little runt, as this is not a video game that he wants to explore in, and thinks that he is in the Mariana Trench, so he is still on Earth after all. He cannot go into cities now, as he will most definitely be attacked, so he will have to grow even stronger to make sure that the people above will not cause him any harm. He must continue to devour, to get stronger and stronger. While he does that, and enjoys it, a giant squid looks at him with its large eye and grabs him while he doesn't notice. Shen desperately tries to get out of its grasp while cursing at it tons of times, but it seems that he cannot, as the squid's tentacles are far too strong for him at this stage. He once again starts to tear up at the thought of dying like this. He does not want to experience it once again. That's when a whale of tremendous size swims above them, which instantly grabs the squid's attention. It lets go of Shen and grabs the whale tightly while trying to consume it. Shen looks at this with a widened expression. He got too careless after being reborn as this monster, but between these two gigantic beasts, he feels like a worm. However, he has had enough. Now that he is a monster with great potential, he will have all of the qualities his bullies had, the qualities he needs in order to survive the very top of the food chain. He swears that from this day onward, he will not run away and be bullied by others, no matter how strong they are. With a whole new perspective, he charges in and takes a big bite out of the octopus. After he rips a piece up, he instantly eats it, noting that the taste is not that bad for something raw. He gets 21 evolution points from a single bite of this squid, so he thinks that this is a perfect opportunity to get more and more points. He continues to rip the squid up left and right, which clearly feels it, and so it moves its attention on Shen. He wonders why it's doing that, as he's on a little monster that is quite literally trying to eat it whole. The squid tries to once again grab him, but Shen knows of its tricks and continues to eat one of its tentacles while being grabbed. Unfortunately for the squid, the now angry whale comes from behind and also starts eating it. After a while, little remains of it, and both parties are extremely well fed and happy. With this, Shen has gained a total of 3,000 points, even though he ate only half of it. The whale starts to glare at him strangely, so Shen immediately intimidates it by asking if it really wants to fight after what it saw. The whale thinks that it would have a hard time eating this thing, so he turns away and leaves. Shen lets it go, as it has helped a great deal in the fight. He calls up the AI and tells it that he wants to upgrade himself once again. He uses 500 points for scale, claw, teeth, and body strengthening, while also using 1,500 points for a body upgrade. After the transformation is done, Shen grows even larger, to 10 meters in fact, but thinks that it's unfortunate he can't enjoy the eating the little things for too long. However, now with his speed and build, he can take down anything, be it squid or whale. The AI suddenly pops up with an announcement. For his achievement of devouring a squid, he will gain a special reward, a monster compass. Shen, who was quite spooked by this, asks what it does, and so the AI explains that with this, he can detect nearby monsters, be they friend or foe. Shen just scoffs this off, as it's not useful for him currently, and goes on the hunt without his light turned on, as growing stronger silently is the best way for him now. A week later, Shen makes his way toward an island, while thinking that it was a mistake to come here, as there are no large fish, and he is much too weak to get between the great sharks. With his body having evolved to 30 meters, he can now easily take down the giant squids, which is precisely why they now went into hiding like a bunch of wimps. Since he could not find any food, Shen tried his luck here, in the shallow area of the sea, but it's very dry in terms of fish. Shen thinks that, before going back to the deep water, he should at least sign in and get his reward. He does so, with the login location being the Abyss Island Sea area, and receives the Burst Breath class skill, which is also an S rank. Shen is very glad to have another powerful skill, and also that he is near a promising place that might feed him for a good while. Suddenly, his inner compass beams towards the island, signaling that there are a lot of monsters there. Shen moves towards the island and feels that his currents are quite big. If he did not have his current build, he wouldn't have been able to get on it. He gets close enough to be able to grab on the large wall that stands between him and the island, and so begins climbing it, until he gets to the top and takes in just how large this island really is. It also has a lot of prehistoric wildlife, such as a meganura or an ancient centipede. Shen looks at this and thinks that there are definitely no humans around here, and also that this is a great spot for hunting. Shen continues to walk around the island, while saying that now starts his deserted island survival. He also breathes in quite a lot, as he hasn't experienced such fresh air in a long time. Suddenly, a few pterodactyls start to glide above him, and before long, they charge him. Shen is quite surprised that these tiny creatures are really considering him food, as even with their attacks, they are not dealing much damage. Shen manages to grab one of them and takes a sizable bite out of its wing. While he chews it, he thinks that it tastes like crunchy chicken, one of his favorites. He also gains 375 points for the pterodactyl, and an additional 1,000 for being the first one he ever ate. Shen notes that he is enjoying the new array of food, and seeing as the others will not come down anymore, it's about time he uses his new S-rank technique. He charges up the ability, while the pterodactyls cower in fear at what's about to happen. Fortunately for them, however, Shen lets out only a light flame, which shocks both parties. The pterodactyls, now very angry that they were scared of somebody like him, call up their buddies, and they all charge Shen. He starts screaming at the AI for not telling him the ability is so weak, but the AI tells him that he is the dumbass, as it's not called Burst Breath for nothing. It explains that since it's one of his main moves, he has to concentrate all of his energy in one place and condense, while also releasing it in through his mouth. Shen thinks that these sounds like one of these abilities from the novels he read, and begs the AI to tell him how to use the ability more well, before he is eaten alive by these oversized chickens. The AI notes that he has already explained it. All he needs to do is gather his energy, and everything else will come out naturally. Shen desperately tries to do so, but is interrupted by one of the pterodactyls, who claws at his head, which takes him down. The pterodactyls continue to claw and bite at him, while the AI watches and sighs, while Shen remembers that he felt this way before. When the bullies were kicking him for no reason, he always endured, and focused his anger on one individual, the one closest to him. He also feels the same now, but he has promised to himself to grow stronger and not be bullied further. Even in his sad past, once, he used all of his strength on the person in front of him and knocked him over. He must do the same now, concentrate all of his energy into one place and unleash it. He does just that, and kills the pesky pterodactyls, while also blowing a giant hole on a nearby mountain. Shen is extremely glad that he has finally succeeded in doing it. However now, his body is extremely tired and needs food. He looks at his now cooked meal and eats it while crying tears of joy. From all of this, he has gained a total of 1294 evolution points. After he is done with his luscious meal, Shen looks around for some water, as his throat is dry after eating so much. Eventually, he arrives near the mountain he pierces with his breath, where there is also a lake. He finds it strange that there are no animals around this place, as animals do usually gather around bodies of water. But that's when the small piece of land in the middle of the lake rises up, and it's revealed that it was a creature, a mountain giant ox, which can live for up to 4 days in water. Quite suddenly, it is attacked by a pack of king crocodiles, which is one of the largest types of crocodile to have ever lived. They surround him, and they use their iconic death roll to rip the body of flesh in a matter of seconds. The crocodiles then notices Shen, who says that now he gets why there were no animals around here. But these guys are too weak for his standards. He will be having his drink one way or another. One of the crocs immediately tries to attack him, but suddenly,